You want to know what's really, really frustrating is watching chiropractors literally dump thousands of dollars into Facebook and Google ad campaigns while completely ignoring the gold mines of new patients sitting right under their noses. And I'm not talking about more networking events or health fairs of the like. I'm talking about places where people desperately need your help, but nobody's really reaching out to them, so they don't know who to go to. And after working with hundreds and hundreds of independent practices across the country, I've discovered something that changed pretty much everything. The chiropractors filling their schedules without massive ad budgets, they're not outspending their competition in most cases. They're just looking in places nobody else is. It's being more creative. They figured out where people in pain, where hurting people gather who aren't being served by traditional chiropractic marketing. They're not being met. So today, I'm going to reveal 3 unexpected new patient sources that most chiropractors completely overlook. These aren't crowded spaces, not by a long shot, and these are not expensive plays at all. These are untapped opportunities sitting inside pretty much every community where your competitors aren't even looking for new patients. And when you position yourself correctly in these spaces, patients come to you instead of you chasing them. It reverses it entirely. And here's the truth about new patient acquisition. Pretty much everyone is fishing in the same new patient pond. I mean, Google ads, Facebook, local business networking groups. Meanwhile, there are entire populations of people in pain today who never see your marketing because they're not in those traditional spaces, and your competitors have no idea these opportunities even exist. So the first unexpected source is what I call workplace wellness partnerships. Not corporate wellness programs with huge companies. That's different. Those are really competitive and bureaucratic nightmares. I'm talking about small to medium businesses with maybe 15 to 50 employees max, where back pain and desk posture issues and ergonomics are destroying productivity and nobody's addressing it. Now, chiropractors who tap into this source, you can add 20, 30 new patients monthly without spending a dollar on advertising. This is possible. So imagine a local accounting firm with 20 employees. Tax season just crushed them. Half the staff has neck pain from staring at screens 12 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week. The owner knows productivity is suffering, has no idea what to do about it. So your competitor's running Facebook ads hoping someone from that firm sees them, someone anywhere. Then you walk in to that firm and offer free 10-minute posture assessments during their lunch hour, or bring your class 4 laser. And here's how you apply the same approach starting this week if you want to in your practice. First, identify 20 businesses within 3 miles of your practice that employ desk workers. There'll be a ton of them. Accounting firms, insurance agencies, law offices, real estate brokerages, the list goes on. These are posture disaster zones. And then second, create a simple 1-page proposal offering free workplace wellness sessions. Not a sales pitch. A genuine service. Provide a genuine service. 10-minute individual posture assessments. The 3 stretches they can do at their desk to alleviate some of the discomfort and increase flexibility and mobility. And of course, a handout on workspace ergonomics. All simple stuff. And then third, reach out to business owners, and reach out to them directly. We're not talking about gatekeepers. That's not the process. LinkedIn makes this really easy. Your pitch is simple. You can say something like, hey, I help local businesses reduce back pain and increase productivity through workplace wellness assessments. Can I offer your team a free session? It's that easy. And when you deliver value to an entire workplace, you're not getting one patient. You're getting access to 20, 30, 50 people who all trust their employer's endorsement. And the ones who need you will schedule, absolutely. But workplace wellness assessments, that's just the beginning of overlooked opportunities. So let's go to the number 2. And the second unexpected source nobody's tapping into is what I call the active aging community. And those are located in centers. I'm not talking about nursing homes and not retirement communities. I'm talking about recreation centers, senior fitness programs, and active aging groups where people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s are desperately trying to stay mobile and independent, but hitting physical barriers, which inevitably occur. In my experience, these groups are really hungry for expert guidance, and they completely are underserved by healthcare providers who assume seniors don't want chiropractic care or can't afford it. Even worse, it's wrong. So think about what's happening in these spaces right now. A recreation center, they offer yoga classes for active seniors. 30 people show up maybe 3 times a week. Half of them have hip pain, knee issues, back pain, balance issues, headaches, limiting what they can do on a day-to-day basis, limiting their freedom. They're modifying every pose in that yoga class because of these physical limitations. The yoga instructor isn't qualified to address their structural issues. They're qualified to teach yoga. Your competitor has never even considered this group. You show up, offer a free 20-minute workshop on staying mobile and independent after age 60 or after age 70. And here's how you apply this approach in your office. So first, locate every single active aging program within 5 miles, maybe even 7. Recreation centers, YMCAs, YWCAs, community centers, libraries with senior programs, some hospitals, churches with active senior groups, etc. These types of places are everywhere. Those just came top of mind. Second, create a signature talk specifically for this audience. This is not difficult. We're not talking about pain management. We're talking about maintaining independence, maintaining flexibility and mobility so they can live their life on their terms. Staying off walkers, being able to play with grandchildren, traveling without limitations, being able to turn your head while you back up the car so you don't hit something. That's what they actually care about. And then third, offer to present monthly. This isn't a one and done thing. Monthly, not as a one-time event, as an ongoing resource, free to the organization. Month 1 might be fall prevention. Month 2 might be arthritis management. Month 3 might be posture for pain-free aging. It just goes on, limitless. When you become your trusted expert in these communities, referrals happen naturally because you're serving a group that desperately needs your help. They feel it every time they get up. But they rarely get attention from healthcare providers focused on younger demographics, mistakenly thinking that the older demographic can't afford it or won't pay. It's wrong, because they will. But there's one more source that's even more overlooked. And so the third unexplained new patient source is youth sports parent groups. Not the kids. That's a different one. This is youth sports parent groups. The parents sitting in the bleachers and folding chairs, watching ad nauseum practices and games 3-5 times weekly. These are people in their 30s and 40s with young families dealing with stress, dealing with poor posture from desk jobs, from driving, and zero time for self-care. You know what it's like? If you're little kids, there is no time for self-care. Your hobbies are their hobbies. They're in pain because they're not prioritizing themselves because their kids come first. I've watched chiropractors tap into these groups and add consistent new patient flow month in and month out because they're reaching people where they already spend their time. So different than social media marketing. Imagine a local soccer league with 200 families. Every Tuesday and Thursday evening, parents are sitting around for 90 minutes while their kids practice, and then on the weekends for games. They're on their phones talking to each other and secretly dealing with neck pain or back pain and stress. Your competitor is hoping these parents see their Google ad someday or maybe flip through a social media ad. You show up offering free 5-minute tension relief sessions during a practice. You bring a portable table. You do a quick upper back and neck work right there in the parking lot while they wait. That's different. Here's how you can make the most of this opportunity. First, identify youth sports leagues in your area. You know what they are already: soccer, baseball, basketball, lacrosse, rugby. Focus on rec leagues, not elite travel teams, okay? Those families are more accessible. Second, approach league coordinators with a very simple proposal. Hey, free injury prevention workshops for parents or maybe free quick tension relief sessions during practices. You're adding value to their program at no cost. Who could say no to that? And then third, make it insanely convenient for them. You come to them. You work around their schedule. You remove every barrier between their pain, their lack of mobility, and your solution. When you serve parents where they already are, you're not asking them to find time for one more thing to jam into their schedule. You're meeting them in their existing routine. And the ones who need more comprehensive care will come to your clinic. But here's what makes these unexpected sources actually convert into long-term patients. The people you meet in these spaces aren't necessarily looking for a chiropractor when you meet them. They're just trying to get through their day with their pain and their stress. You need to make care accessible and affordable when they decide they're ready for help. These practices that really are successfully converting these unexpected sources into consistent patient flow have removed the financial barrier that stops interested people from becoming actual patients by saying, chiropractic's too expensive. If you are ready to stop competing in the same crowded spaces as every other chiropractor and start finding new patients where nobody else is looking, head over to apexlongevity.com. Discover how compliant cash discount programs eliminate the affordability concern from the get-go, which would potentially stop people from seeking care even when they desperately need it. The practices filling their schedules aren't spending more on marketing, they're just looking in places their competitors ignore. Your community is full of people in pain who need your help. They're just not where you've been looking. Time to go find them. If you've picked up just one piece of solid, actionable information, please share it with a friend. For gosh sakes, use it yourself too, and share it with a friend who could benefit. I hope you learned an absolute gem, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.